Alright, well, I've got the joist cut. I've decided that I was going to go with less joists because of some advice I was given, and I went ahead and ended up doing them with a 30-inch gap over here. That is 30 inches from the inside there to there. And then it's about a 22 on center the rest of the way. And let's climb up here and show you how I've done this. I cut into this wall log and a ways, and then I cut in to the top, like you can see here, to cut flush with this part here. That way it doesn't interrupt at all, and I don't have to do additional chiseling or cutting on the other side when I flip it. And then that way I pull these up, flip them over, and then pound them into place, and they sit flush just like that. See, it's pretty flush. That's a little bit higher on that one. They're not all like that. Most of them are pretty much just flush. You can see there. And so what I do is we've got to pull this out. I'll have to pull it out on both ends here for you, but see if I can do this and hold the camera. Got to come up and dislodge it there and keep it out while I cross to the other side. And as you've seen, these are plenty strong. I've walked across a single one a lot of times here in the video, and you are able to see that I was fine walking across there. And let's see if I can pull this out. Let's see. Straddle it, and then pull up. Well, let me set the camera down. It's too much for, it's too tight on this one. Let's see, hopefully you can see me there. There we go. So I've got that pulled up from where it was on both ends, and now I'm going to rotate it over. The trick is to do it on both sides. There we go, and to get it in place evenly. There we go. And you can see that one sits flush a lot better than the first one I showed you. Then when I put the log on top of this, it'll go right on top. And I'll go down and slide the other side in place. See, it's a little offset there, but we can walk across here. There you can see it's not quite set. I'll slide it over. And pound on it until it's flush, because it's been cut to fit, so we know it fits, and it feels down. There we go. I'm content with that. We can still do the tongue groove right over it, and those are super solid. Let's see if I can get a light on here for you. Okay, it's a little bit. There we go. Hopefully you can see more there. But those are in place for around the edge. I'm going to, well, this side's going to be open, that 30 inches, and then I'll put in some windows over here in the spring probably. Over there on that wall, I'll add a few boards the full length of it to give it additional support right on the end of the floorboards, and that will give it an inch or two. I'll put 2 or 3 boards up. That'll be plenty of support on the very end, and screw them on so it'll be, you know, basically like having another 2x4 on there to support it right to the edge. It'll be plenty, and that beam will basically, that log will just come inward a little bit more in appearance, and that'll be fine. And that is the roughed in loft. Ends up being about 9 foot by 9.5 foot, and got these logs with this really awesome details on them. It's all rough, just like everything else has been, but I'm liking it. I mean, this is the biggest thing I've ever built, and biggest project I've done, and I'm really liking it. So I think I'm gonna pull that piece of plywood back up, and we'll see. It's supposed to start snowing in the morning, but there aren't many clouds right now, and I can see the stars, so hopefully it waits. It's supposed to start about 7 a.m. but we'll see what happens. It's time for me to be quiet now, so I'm done for the night. But thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Appreciate your comments and advice, and the time you take to subscribe and give me that thumbs up and share my video with others. I appreciate your valuing what I'm sharing and supporting me in that way, and letting me share it with you. Thank you. And shout out to my mom. Mom, I know you're watching my videos. I appreciate it. All my family, my big brother, my sisters, I love you. And thanks for your support. And thank you, everybody, for your salutations for my birthday. This is my goal, getting this set for today. Thank you for my family celebrating my birthday today. I appreciate that. Thanks for caring for me. sharing your day with me. Thanks for the cake, for the food, and for my family that speaks Spanish. Muchas gracias por haber compartido este día conmigo. Se lo agradezco. Gracias por la torta, por el tiempo, sobre todo, por el cariño que comparten conmigo y con mis hijos, especialmente. Se los agradezco. Los amo. Thank you for joining me and for enjoying the view. These are really put in timber frame style, kind of basically Lincoln log style here. And I know it's a rough cry to call that timber frame, but do what I can here, and we'll keep going in the morning. So we'll see you then. Here we are inside, and obviously it's snowing. I've got things mostly covered, not perfect, and show you around the corners here. So these particle boards are not great for walking on, so I still have to watch where I step on the above the beams. The plywood's excellent, no problems there. But I'm gonna have to scoot them away from the edge so that I can put these logs up on the edges, and then I can work on the front and back logs. And after I ripped these boards, I went ahead and separated them in log sections. So for example, there's the exterior laminate, 4 from the middle, and the interior one that has some design, some detail on it. That'll be nice. And not super worried about that one because I'm going to put it there above that, and I don't know exactly where I'm going to cut the window out, so that's going to be not affecting anything really, because eventually it'll be cut out, but I'm guessing it's right about there, but we'll see. And so I have 4 complete logs for the 10-foot length sides, and then I have 2 more here that have inside outsides, and I've got 2 more outside laminates there and a bunch of insides there, and the rest don't really matter because I can fill the spaces. However, in the middle, I just want the inside and outside to be solid, and then if I need more, I can pull from the deck. Those are 10-footers, and I will do that when I get to that point. But because I was planning on doing another 8, so 4 on each side, 4 high. As you can see, what I have above the window frame there, that is the additional height I plan on putting up above what is currently present before I start to bring it in at the angle the roof will be, in that pitch. As you saw, I tried to get somewhat covered the windows so that it wouldn't be filling with snow, and it's not perfect, but it's way better than having it just open. And because of that enclosing, I've got a little, like 1 or 2 degrees warmer with this little tiny space heaters that are blowing in unison to help a little bit in here. Obviously, that's all full of spaces up top and the door's non-existent, but that's all right. It's it's better than it is outside. It's not wet other than what's dripped, and that's absorbed into the floor there. It used to be a puddle. Put the can there to catch some of it. It stopped dripping. I rearranged things up top so they would overlap there better, and it stopped dripping inside. And that puddle is now absorbed into those floorboards. So, oh well, it's done. Gotta go get the dustpan and get that out. I don't want to just sweep it out or throw it out because it's just gonna be getting things dirty as I walk in and out. And it's supposed to be like this for the almost next week. So next 6 days, counting today. So hopefully I can still get some things done. I've got a couple more days after today that I can put a little bit of time into this, and hopefully by that time I can get those 4 logs up. I ripped a lot of boards just now. I'll still need to rip a lot to do the rest of them, and it would be nice to put in the floor up there just to have something solid to walk on and feel safe about the whole time, but for now it's not going to happen. I feel more urgency in getting the wall done so that we can get the roof on than anything else, but we'll see. One thing I noticed is that I deviated from my standard again up top of width. That back wall is 12 foot 4 inches on the outside, and the front wall is 12 foot 2 inches on the outside. And the 10 foot lengths are set because I'm using the solid 10 foot pieces, and so that's going to maintain consistency there, and I'm just going to bring it back in little by little, maybe a 1/4 inch or so each log up, and see how it goes. Only have 4 more to go, so it's not super big what'll change, but it'll be fine. It's not that big a deal. And that's where I'm at for now. So we'll get back to it. And just beyond that tree are the mountains, which you can't see because of the snow.